All right, let's change tracks here and we'll get out of the modulators area and we'll talk a little bit more about filters. And another thing I want to demonstrate is how to use filters to give you a cell shaded look. So we've gone through how to do cell shading with materials using the diffuse curves and the mixer posterize and outline settings. And then if you use that in conjunction with your shadow settings, with your flat shadow, and maybe some of this cavity and edge detection in your modulators, you can get a very cool cell shaded look. But let's say you want to just use BPR filters to achieve a cell shaded look, regardless of what type of material you have. Now, that's not to say that you can't change materials and have it give you a different effect, although there is a way for you to change materials and have it be the same effect. We'll get into that later. But what I'm getting at is we'll go up here to Preferences, we'll initialize ZBrush. I'm going to go ahead and load in my model. Of course, if you don't have this model to follow along with, very similar models, just hit the comma key, go into Project, go into Demo Projects, and just load up this quick, heavy demo project there. Now let's go ahead and set our background color. I'm going to choose maybe an off-white, and then go up here to Document, and then just click back. We have our perspective turned on, we have our floor turned on. I'm going to go ahead and go to my subtool, hold down Shift, and turn off all my poly paint. And right now I just have a matte cap material, so we have matte cap gray selected. If I hit BPR render, you're going to see it's going to take me a while to do that render, so I'm going to drop this X-Pix down to 0. If we want to change that light direction, we can go into our light menu, and we can just move that light over here to the side. And let's go ahead and change this. And again, if you're setting this up, we're not going to get into cameras just yet, but you can go up here to your draw menu, and you can see we now have a universal camera. You can turn that on and off if you want to use ZBrush's traditional perspective camera. But you can change the focal length of your camera here. So if you want to make it more dramatic, you can drop that down a little bit, or you can just click and drag your focal length or field of view. And then once we have that set, you can go ahead and hit BPR. And it's looking pretty good. One thing we do want to change again is just going to our render settings. You see that shadows have a little bit of a fall off there. So we're going to go into our render menu, and then underneath the render properties, go ahead and choose flat shadow. And now when we hit BPR, we'll get a nice crisp shadow.